Islam has more regular worshippers than any other religion in Britain. Every week, a new mosque is opened. One of the 5 pillars of the faith is to give willingly to charity, and this often means the mosque. Congregations put a huge amount of trust in the integrity of the Imam and the mosque committee. Like many new migrants, the Bangladeshi community in Bow, East London, had long wanted their own place of worship. Some were local, so worshippers like Arzu Mia wouldn't have to make the 4-mile round trip to the main East London mosque in Whitechapel.
There was no place to pray, no place where kids could learn in our mother tongue, and no Islamic lessons.
Father of 4, Hussein Lilas, also wanted a place to meet the growing community's cultural needs.
There was no mosque, no place for mostly Asian people and Bangladeshi people. There is no cultural center. There is nothing for our people.
3 years ago, the community believed they'd found a solution through a local Imam. A respected barrister and former judge in Bangladesh, Kutubuddin Shikder proposed a new place of worship.
We know from our elders he's a good man, he's a scholar, he's a literate man. And that's why we give him a hand for a place for ourselves and our religion.
The community were told that a former local pub could be leased and turned into a mosque. Their unconditional trust in the Imam meant there was no reason to question his motives.
We were happy, very much happy, and gave everything. We spared our time, we spared our money, even our help as well.
Arzu Mia had a severe kidney condition and survived on benefits. But he believed it was important to make sacrifices for the mosque.
Even though some of us were on benefits, we saved money and gave it to the mosque.
What people couldn't give in money, they gave in time and practical help.
He's a kidney patient, but he spent his more than 1 year's time down the basement to stop the water coming through the walls.
After months of hard work and donations totalling at least £75,000, the mosque was opened in December 1998. Imam Shikder's fundraising sermons went into overdrive. Arzu Mia was himself held up as the model donor and promised eternal happiness. In early 2000, it was suggested that the only way to secure the community's investment would be to buy the freehold from the owner at an asking price of £430,000.
The price came through our scholar, Barrister Kutubuddin Shikder. We believe him, still we believe him.
Imam Shikder told his congregation they had to move quickly, so the fundraising started up again, this time with a new gimmick. £300 bought you a special prayer plot.
There is a list of 136 people who gave £300 each and more than that, minimum £300, and all the money is initial by Mr. Kutubuddin Ahmed Shikder. When we start going people, the donors, they start questioning us. The £430,000, it's not a matter of joke. It's lot of money. Is it worthy?
Imam Shikder told us that he was approached to purchase the premises and took professional advice, which resulted in the asking price. However, some members of the community sought an independent survey, which said it was worth no more than £160,000. Concerned about the discrepancy, they confronted the Imam.
When we asked him to meet the real owner of this property, he excused and he denied different way.
The group checked the land registry to approach the owner directly. There was a big surprise in store.
We found, according to land registry, the 246 Bow Road, this property's legal proprietor owner, Mr. Kutubuddin Shikder himself, and he was pulling cover on our eyes and our faith and our beliefs.
It turned out that in 1998, Mr. Shikder had bought the old pub for £95,000, a quarter of what he was now trying to sell it back to his congregation for. Feeling they had nowhere else to turn, worshippers clubbed together to pay for the advice of a solicitor.
The first question I asked when they came to me was, well, where's the Constitution? Where's the trust deed? Where's the copies of the authorities and minutes of meetings and so on, which gives people authority to do things? And they didn't have them. And they said that there had been discussions about producing a constitution, and Mr. Shikder was dealing with it.
We are in the situation at the moment. We are hopeless. We have only for crying and shouting, help, help. Nobody is raising hand to help us because people are scared. He is a barrister.
In Mr. Shikder's response to the solicitor, his tone appeared to show a barely veiled contempt for his congregation.
The only reply I got was an acknowledgement, which was a short letter saying, I'm going to see solicitors, and by the way, these people are not very rich, so please make sure they've got the money to pay the costs that they're going to have to pay when I sue them for defamation.
Mr. Shikder remains an imam at the Bow Mosque and still owns the building. He told us that the donations of those that complained were returned to them. Some were, but Arzu Mir always maintained that his donations were not.
He's lied to us and deceived us. And those who lie and deceive, you cannot pray behind them. He leaves the prayers on Friday, and we can't pray behind him.
Although Shikder maintains he's done no wrong and the complainants were troublemakers, Arzu Mir was once again forced to make the 4-mile round trip to the Whitechapel Mosque until his death in November last year. Again, the local community found it had nowhere to turn when its religious leader had misled them.
Islam has a solution to the problems. Don't rob, don't cheat, etc. Islam has a solution. It shows you a way how to achieve that state in which people will not rob. Quran says in Surah Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse number 38, as to the thief, be it a man or a woman, chop off his or her hand as a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.